most of the seconds and minutes, the hours and days of your lives, man. That's the heart of a champion right there. They never say it's the bicep of a champion, the ego of a champion. It's always the heart of the champion that matters. Because at the test of time, one of the most strenuous adversities of life, it's the heart and the headstrong ability to keep the pulse going, of belief when the body is shut down physically. Mentally, you survive and push through it. The heart of a champion. Not the fucking ego, not the goddamn bicep. The heart. And what drives the heart, and the beat of it, is what you got upstairs. That makes or breaks every success in life. Every set at the very end, guys, exhausted, hurting a bit. That hurt is not a hurt of the physical temporary pain you feel. It's a hurt for more. That you don't want to be the wannabe. You want to create something of inspiration. You're hurting because you're not fucking there yet. I always say, guys, you know, I don't say goodbye to the set until the pain says hello. That pain isn't, the two forms of pain. The one that actually hurts you, the other one that encourages you. That type of pain I'm talking about right there. That feeling when you're feeling drained. The reason why you're feeling drained isn't because you just gave it your all. It's because where you currently are is drained on where you think you should be. Meaning in your life. what could be and what currently is, the margin, the separation there is draining. So with every drop of sweat here and pain you feel, where you give it all you have and you drain yourself, you are draining the margin of where you are to where you want to be and making it a possibility. It's the beginning of a process that will lead to the ultimate satisfaction. If you are on it, get on it.
Who is Craig Plitt? A guy who lives in Los Angeles, and that's who I am. But I don't understand the question. Who is it? I'm a
can you tell us
male.
a little bit more about Greg Plitt, the fitness model?
Sure. Greg Plitt, the fitness model, never started out to be a fitness model. I went through the life in the military and sports, and I always used the gym for some means. It was never about fitness modeling. I just had a passion for working out. Every time I hit struggles or I was stressed out, I always went to the gym to find solidity there and to work through any kind of stresses. So naturally I got in shape, but it wasn't for fitness modeling. It was for military and sports. And then later on, down the road, an agency saw me and said, hey, you should take some pictures. And I go, I'll try it. And that's how this was born. But it wasn't the starting. I didn't set out for this. It just ended up coming through passion and the love of the gym. What is motivation? Motivation for me is that you never have to wonder what if. Later in life, the windows of opportunity will always close. As we get older, things are taken from us. But they can never take the memory of us performing our best. So motivation for me is later in life, it's hard to take that first step towards greatness in anyone's endeavor. That's the hardest step. But what's harder than that one step is later in life as the windows close and the opportunities cease to exist, thinking back that you could have been great. So I always try to burn the midnight oil right now and give it all I have to prevent me from staying awake in the midnight hours wondering what if. Have I always been this charismatic? I would hope so. I think if you do anything in life, you gotta believe in it. You can't fake it. There's enough wannabes and copycats in the world. When somebody's original and they really believe in what they're doing, it shows. And it's a breath of fresh air. And I wish the world does more of that. So many people, they try to follow other people's paths, and they take the path that's beaten always instead of the path less traveled that they believe in. And that path less traveled is a harder, steeper, rockier path, but it leads to a greater view and a greater belief in who you are. So if you're going to do anything, do it because you want to, because you believe in it. And if that's the reason why you start that endeavor, you always finish that cross that finish line. I train really, the way I train's, no different than anybody else, I guess. I never do the same workout twice. I always keep muscle confusion from cardios and running and skydiving, and I train to make the world my playground. So I always go in there and change up the workout, keep my body guessing. I always challenge myself whether I'm skydiving or bungee jumping or biking or running, and I enjoy the physical life. And so if I go into the gym, it helps me to be able to take all this world has to offer in. But going to the gym, it's not about like checking the box. Paid my dues today. I go in there and I find it's self-discovery. It's like there's something about that 8th rep when you can't do it. Of who you are. When you're pushing, you're trying to get it up, and do we just quit? Do we just rack it? Or do we rack it, drop the weight, and keep going for the burn? Or do we get someone to spot us? Who are we in that adversity? Do we push past it? Do we try to get more out of it, or do we settle? Do we say words like good enough? And if you do say good enough, you're in trouble because you don't know if you have enough until later. So I always say if you never use terms like good enough, tomorrow you always have enough. So I like to leave it all there when I work out, and that way no matter what happens later in life, I know it's not because of my shortcomings done today. Those 3 reps I could have done, is that the difference of me being successful later? I don't know. That's why I do those 3 reps, so I never have to wonder what if. How did I start?
Yeah.
Become a fitness model by accident. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was in a hotel lobby after I came back from overseas. I was in the military, and I happened to be the same place as a big convention for modeling agencies and stuff. And I was at the hotel and just kind of walked into a sea of sharks, and they came up to me. They go, "Hey man, you got a good look. You should try this." And I told them to go fuck themselves, get out of here. And I was in the military, man. I'm like, "What's this modeling crap? Get away from me." He gave me his card. I didn't really think much of it. 2 weeks later, I'm doing laundry. The card falls out of my pocket. I looked him up. He's a legit guy in New York. I said, I love working out. I do it for the functional fitness of military and sports. Maybe I'll give it a shot. So I never want to wonder what if. So I take risks with a calculated risk. So I never go in blindly. So I did my research, found the guys legit, went up to New York, did a test shoot, and in that first shoot, we landed the cover of Muscle and Fitness. And what's really cool about it, I was in the military as a company commander, in charge of about 180 guys at the time. And all of a sudden, their commander, their leader, their captain pops up on the fitness magazine cover, and they really liked that. It was a cool. It built the camaraderie of the unit, the cohesion. So with every cover comes like a backstory and a feature inside, right? And they take pictures. And one of the pictures they took, and this is like my very first thing, is I was on a bench, but I had those really tight shorts on, and they're really tight. And there's this one shot where you can see 2 nuts in a head. You see my junk and everything else. And so my soldiers, when this magazine came out, they took that picture and they blew it up like the size of this wall, and they put it in the command hallway. And so I came into work Monday morning, and and there's my nuts basically on the wall. I said Captain Plitt's peanuts, salted or unsalted, and so we had a lot of laughs with it, and it was a good thing. It motivated us, inspired us. We all made fun of it too. We never took it too seriously, and we made the most of it. But that's how it all started. People say that's lucky, right place, right time, whatever else. I don't believe in luck. I think luck, true luck, if you really want to know, is having a passion, a belief in something that you train and retrain and master and remaster with no one watching, hoping one day that trained ability that's mastered collides with an opportunity to show it off. That's all luck is. And those opportunities come every single day, and they pass by most people without them even seeing because they're not ready for them. So it's imperative that you train because you believe in it, hoping one day you get to show it off. And when that day arrives, you get to explode it into the public. But it's a really sad day when that opportunity does arise and you're not ready for it because you haven't trained it. So that's why you burn the midnight oil right now. So you never have to wonder later in life. Yeah, this expo here, the first one in Stockholm, for a first-year venue, what a success. I mean, you guys hit a grand slam here. The energy, the excitement, the collective nature of everyone coming here on a positive nature and doing, about fitness and just cohesion and just bettering themselves. It's really electric here. Everyone I talked to was inspired to be here. The events, the show, where people are winning something and starting new careers and new possibilities. Everyone came here thinking whatever, and they left believers. They can be better, and that's successful. And it's, 50, 60,000 people coming through here. And it was just great to be part of it, and it was a true honor. So you guys got something good here. The most awesome thing I've ever experienced, I hope, is still to come. I think our greatest. It's sad when people look in the past for the greatest moment. I think they should work hard in knowing the greatest moment is about to be. The past is wonderful. You're proud of it and you respect it. It's made you who you are now. Even the failures, they've all made you strong enough to be this person now, to embark on the opportunity about to come. My greatest moments are probably the moments where I hit rock bottom, where everything was against the wall, where I failed, and I had to find intestinal fortitude with no one around and pick my ass up and reface what knocked me down, this time beating it. It's those moments in life that really build a character. It's not the titles, it's not when the crowds are cheering, it's when no one's cheering. Who are you? Those failures that you learn so much that most people are scared about. Most people have fears and they never face them. I'm one that likes to chase fears, but I think right behind fear that you self-create is the person you always want to be. It's scary and it's hard to face your fears, but once you face them, it rewards you with an invincibility, a confidence beyond belief. So my greatest hour, I hope, is to come. I think I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg right now, but it's been a good ride so far. Very first photo shoot for Iron Man magazine, I was pretty much unknown. It was Mike Neville, was a photographer in Los Angeles, and he worked with a guy out in New York. I forget his name at the time, but they would talk and set up shoots between the two of each other. Anyway, I wanted to get a shoot with them, and I didn't know how to get in, and I was just starting out, and he didn't know me. So I called a writer, and I wrote an article, and then we submitted it to New York, and then I called Iron Man in LA. I got their number, and I lied. I pretended to be New York. So hey, we've got this great article, this guy, Greg Plitt, we need a cover shoot and a whole story to go with it. Set it up, here's his number, give him a call. And they go, all right, we'll get on it. Anyway, so they called me then. And I go, yeah, I'm available this time. Anyway, so when I showed up for the shoot that I basically created, I wrote a story, submitted it bullshitly. Then I acted as New York, calling LA, setting up, saying we need to get this guy booked, get him booked right away because he's busy. Then it was me, and then they called me. I show up there and Mike Nevy's like, man, who the fuck are you? I don't even know who you are. Why am I shooting you? So he was like, this is a waste of my time. But when he saw me in shape, he goes, no, let's shoot. And we shot. We hit a cover and a great story, and we've been friends ever since. I don't think I've ever told him that story though. And, but that's how I first got it. That's how I got in the door. It's like, you can't go through life and someone says no, say okay, and stop. You've got to keep going until someone says yes, or until you go around it or over it or under it. You can never allow failure to stop you. Or the first, that's how everyone did it. Thomas Edison created these lights, 1,093 tries. They failed every single time, 1,093 times before it actually lit. His perseverance got him through that. And out there, when people starting this thing, they're trying and someone says no and they just lose all motivation. It can't be that way, because in the world of life, of success, there's people with great genetics that go far, people with great potential that go far, but the people that go the furthest are the people with the greatest belief and the perseverance to continue to get up and get knocked down. So you always try, and even if you fail, you try and fail, and you try and fail, and you try and fail, ensuring you never fail to try. Because nothing's really impossible, it really isn't. Just the spelling of impossible, if you look at it, it's spelled possible.
What do you think about Iron Man magazine?
I've been around for about 10 years with Iron Man. It's family to me. It's more than a magazine. It's people. And it's great people, and it's different countries, and it's worldwide known. It's a household name, and it's an honor to be part of it. I think all relationships, business and everything else, are nothing more than relationships. It's not about the money or anything else. It's about the networking of people. And with Iron Man, I've been blessed with good people, good photographers, good stories, good material put out there that really helps to inspire thousands and hundreds of thousands of strangers to be better than where they are right now. So it's a positive, happy-go-lucky kind of job I get to have, and it's an honor to have.
Could you tell us something more about your website, your membership?
Yeah, I've gone through a lot in my life with the military and sports, and I've seen a lot. A lot of what I'm saying to you is what I put through on a website, BrahXXxxXX.com. It's got over 400 hours of information, answering the hardest questions, not just about the gym, but outside the gym. How to live your life, how to overcome adversity, how to transform your body, but also transform your confidence and your mentality. From video blogs, even from cooking sessions, to behind the scenes on covers and movies and photo shoots, to day in the life construction and things I do every day, and then a barrage of workouts you've never seen. So it's been an honor to have that site. 20,000+ members, and they all the greatest thing isn't about any kind of financial return. It really isn't. It's when I come to these expos, somebody's been on the site, right, and they come up to me, they wait in a line 3 hours, whatever it is, they wait in line just to tell me thank you. They go, you changed my life. I lost 100 pounds. Or even the stories I like even better, they go, I went back to school and got my degree. Or you know what, I decided to start paying child support. I became the person, a role model, an example. I quit heroin addiction. I was able to kick my cocaine habits. When you see the zest, this love in their eyes, this fire, and you had an impact with that. So it really re-motivates me, and it's funny because, my website's a weird relationship. It's just me and a computer. It's kind of eerie, It's not until I come to these expos that people wait, give their own time to come say thank you, that gives validity and value to my work. And it re-motivates me, and they're always saying thank you, Greg, thank you, Greg. And it's me thanking them, because without them I wouldn't have the luxury and the blessing to have such an impact and have a fulfilled life, And I'm very lucky that my work is something I love to do every day. You look at people like Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett, the billionaires, right? They say they've never worked a day in their life because they love what they do. And the people out there, the memberships and the fans, allow me to have that same mentality that I don't go to work ever. I love what I do.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right, man.
don't win a prize being here. The prize is won out there. And if you don't put the work in here, ain't nothing coming for you out there.